What's going on, Jerome's? Your Minnesota Vikings are 6-4, wanting some more, taking down the dirty-ass New Orleans Saints on Sunday at historic U.S. Bank Stadium. Should have been a blowout, but it is what it is. A win is a win in this league. So we have 10 truths about the Vikings on Tell the Truth Monday. Starting up off at the top, number one, Josh Dobbs was elite. So looking at Dobbs' stats, most of them are from the first half. We'll get to that. But 23 of 34, 268, 7.9 yards per attempt, a touchdown to Hawkinson. Only took one sack. Of course, the movement skills certainly help. 101.1 quarterback rating, which is a great FM station, my favorite. And then 88.3 QBR, and that's out of a scale of 100. So he was clutch when it did matter. And also chipped in 44 yards on the ground and a touchdown, including that beautiful, just gorgeous scramble. I mean, come on. It's great, man. But a lot of the second half was poor play calling, and basically, well, not poor play calling, basically just overly conservative play calling, and they didn't want to lose what they had, and they thought that 27-3 would be good to go, but I still would have loved if Kevin O'Connell would have let Dobbs have a couple of plays to try and end the game versus just dive. No. He was really good. He was elite. Also elite is our store memorabilia. Ooh. There you go. Get yourself a Jerome hat. Victory Mondays today and tomorrow, 50% off. purpleftw.net, promo code WINNING. Producer Al would be very upset with me if I did not plug that today. Blinking SOS. Anyways, but yes, Josh Dobbs was amazing on Sunday. And frankly, I think that he might be pushing the issue a little bit. We're quarterback of the future. Now, before Dobbs took over against the Falcons, I would have said that Kirk Cousins was a very heavy favorite to be re-signed here in the great state of Minnesota. I mean, Kirk had played at MVP adjacent level, obviously very comfortable with Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi, and frankly, his injury may have lowered his price tag, and Kirk may have realized everything around him is amazing, the offensive line is good to go, the weapons are great, and would run it back for a couple more seasons at a reduced rate. But now, I mean, Josh Dobbs, yes, he is only 29, but well, he's going to be 29 in January. But also, I understand that people say, well, he's a journeyman backup, blah, 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 blah. He has never found the perfect situation. He's a backup in Pittsburgh, bounced around, had one start in Tennessee, was up in Cleveland, and now he's with the Vikings after a stretch in Arizona. So, I mean, it could be a spot where he needed the perfect situation with a perfect head coach and weapons and a great O-line and aggressive defense, and he could be that guy. So we'll see. Like, there's a full season for us to decide if he is going to be that dude, and as well as the playoffs. And hell, maybe Josh Dobbs catches lightning in a bottle. And this does feel sort of 2017 Case Keenum adjacent, but hopefully with a much better ending. All that stuff. But we've pointed out before, late career guys have had more than just a flash in the pan season. You look at Geno Smith, even though Geno has been ass at times this year. But also Jim Plunkett, former number one overall pick, won 2 Super Bowls. Rich Gannon was MVP at 38. So I think that Dobbs, I mean, there's a lot of time for us to decide, but I think Dobbs is pushing that question. I think it might be a coin flip as of right now. And Jaron Hall, either way, will be here since he's a rookie. Number 3, Kevin O'Connell is still a good coach. Now, definitely going to criticize the way that it went down in the second half against the Saints. Way too conservative. Didn't like his challenge, as well as basically not being aggressive on fourth down, where if you pick up one of those, you're going to be good to go. It's just... But Kevin O'Connell certainly deserves a large amount of credit for getting this team off the mat. Yes, 0-3, 1-4 was on him, game management issues, but also fumbling was a huge issue. Turnovers were a huge issue. But the Vikings got their minds right, or I'll get it right for you, and 5 straight wins is nothing to sneeze at. Winning 6 out of your last 7, I mean, that's laudable. And the fact that they're doing this with their quarterback 4 and without their wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 3, it's pretty damn amazing. So Kevin O'Connell does deserve a lot of credit here. Next up, number 4, Flores has been fired. And selfishly, I want to keep Brian Flores a long time, but I think that he deserves another head coaching shot. Will he get it? TBD. But this Vikings defense has been phenomenal. So 20 points or less allowed in their 5 out of 6 wins. Also 350 yards allowed in 6 out of the last 7 games. And it's not the game you would think. The Vikings sort of gave away some yardage in the Falcons game, but other than that, they've been good to go. They've been dialed in after giving away the biscuit in the Eagles and Chargers game. Also, 14 turnovers in 10 games. They've improved markedly in every statistical category, And I mean, this defense got swagger, man. Like they are confident that they can get a stop, and even if you get some yardage, they'll get a stop in the red zone, or they'll get a turnover, they'll get a timely sack, they'll get your ass off the field on third down. That's where we're at, and it's a big time credit to Brian Flores since he's doing it with largely the same personnel as last year, minus a couple of veterans like Diesel Dalvin and Patrick Peterson and Eric Kendricks. Next up, number 5. Danielle Hunter is Defensive Player of the Year. So a big reason why that defense has been good to go is Danielle is fully comfortable being that stand-up outside linebacker, 11 sacks, leading the league, impacting the game, open things up for other guys like DJ Wanham, and it's fantastic to see. And what I love the most is, so that goal line stand against the Falcons after the Josh Dobbs fumble that they took back, is that Danielle is so damn good against the run. Not a lot of edge rushers play the run with as much effort, we shall say, as rushing the passer. But Danielle is a complete team player. He does a lot of stuff that doesn't always show up in the stat box. And pay Danielle. Pay freaking Danielle. He's 29. He's firmly in his prime, and he's showing his value. And if you're going to keep Brian Flores for a year, Danielle Hunter needs to stay here long term as well. Next up, number 6. TJ Hockenson was stunning, man. So Hockenson came to with banged up ribs from the Falcons game, and it was even thought that he would be limited around a pitch count, but the way that he just did his work in the first half, he had 10 catches plus, but second half, the entire offense was whatever. 5 punts, 11 catches, a $134, and a touchdown on 15 targets, and every single time he was knocked down, maybe a little bit slow to get up, but he got up and he jammed it right in the Saints' face, and they were taking shots at him. Like, they were trying to flip him up in the air, have him hit the ground hard, going low on him, but he's just like, F you. F you, F your face, F your mom, F your grandma, F everyone. F every single one of your family members, and F you and your standards, and F everything. So I'm TJ Hockenson. I'm going to get this thing done, man. I love it. Next up, number 7. Ty Chandler's running back 1. Now, I fully understand that. If you just look at the box score, Madison had a higher yards per carry at 3.4 versus 3, but Chandler, 15 carries for 45 yards and a touchdown. He has that explosiveness. He has that extra gear that the Vikings need in the running game. Now, it's unfortunate that Madison has that concussion, and he did rip off some nice runs in the second half, but Ty Chandler needs to be the guy. He's a great receiver. He's a great running back. He's good in pass protection as well. And the Vikings just need an extra threat back there. Now, hell, King Ken Nwangu was really good too. So I think the Vikings' answers to the running game question are in-house. And Madison still has value. He's a great pass protector, and I think he's good in short yardage situations. But in terms of early down work, I mean, let's stop running straight into the ass of the guard for no gain on first down. Just start off every drive at 2nd and 10. It's ridiculous, man. Next up, number 8. So this isn't tangible. I haven't pulled the stats, but just eyeball tests, tackling is way better this year. And last year, a couple missed tackles, and it was sort of a par for the course back then. But this year, I think it's a lot more about attitude. I think guys are in the right spot. I think that they're rallying to the football, and especially solo open field tackling has been amazing this year. Cam Beasley has been a stud. Jordan Hicks has been a stud. Ivan Pace Jr., stud. Metellus, stud. Evans, especially, has been one of the best tackling corners in the league. Harrison Smith has been automatic. So I think that's really key where, hey, we'll give up a couple of catches, but that's all you're going to get. You're not going to be racking up and stacking up yak. You're not going to be breaking tackles. You're not going to do anything. And that's something that's very key to this defense. Next up, number 9. JJ returning 100% will be absolute fire. Now, yes, the Vikings have won 5 games in a row without Justin Jefferson. This does not mean that they're a better team without JJ. I love that Addison has really stepped up and grown and shown and become a man of his own. That rhymes. As well as Brandon Powell has become the new third down machine. KJ's look great too. Hopefully get him back next week for the Broncos. So the Vikings having a fully healthy receiving core, headlined by the best receiver in the game, is going to be monstrous. And you know that Josh Dobbs slings it. Like, he does not give a fudge. And I actually think that him and JJ will make sweet, sweet music once 18 gets back in the lineup. Lastly, truth number 10, the Vikings are dangerous. The Vikings are absolutely dangerous because, like, who really worries you in the NFC? Oh, but the Lions are 7-2. The Vikings can beat the Lions. They got 2 cracks at them late in the season. The Vikings should have beat the Eagles. The Vikings did beat the Niners. The Vikings did beat the Saints. The Vikings did beat the Falcons. The Vikings should have beat the Bucks. And also, on wherever right now, like, if you had to go into Dallas as the Vikings, would you be scared of them? Would you be scared of Dak and CD? Now, would you be scared of Geno Smith and JSN and Lockett and Seahawks and Kenneth Walker? No. So again, the Vikings are extremely dangerous right now because you got a mobile quarterback, you have a great offensive line, slowly becoming a top 5 unit. You have the best receiver in the game coming back. Addison is a stud. Hawkinson is a top 3 tight end, and he's not 3. The running game is hopefully getting going. The defense is super opportunistic and aggressive. So guess what? The Vikings are a very, very, very dangerous football team. And, yeah, we got mocked for saying that when the Vikings were 0-3, 1-4. But guess what? Everything is panning out. And it's without Kirk Cousins. And for the last 5 games, been without JJ. But having Jefferson back is going to be huge. Absolutely monstrous, man. So can't wait. Can't wait, baby. But your thoughts are thoughts. 10 truths about the Minnesota Fighting Vikings. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.